What's going on, UFC fans? Welcome back to the MMA Business Hour. I've been on vacation the past week, but we're going to get right back into it with the tough 31 Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler premiering tonight on ESPN. Conor McGregor is going to give Megan Olivi an exclusive interview right now. I haven't even watched this yet. We're going to watch this together. I'm going to stop it a little bit in between certain takes, and I'm going to talk to you about what I think is going to happen, see if we can get any details whether this fight between Chandler and McGregor is even going to happen, and whether or not we can see who's getting the best of who in this coaching scenario here at Tough 31. All right, I'm going to play the video. Let's get to it. Enjoy. Leave some comments below. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. Here we go.
Seen you in over a year and a half. UFC 264 was the last time we were able to chat, and it's been a crazy journey for you. What has life been like for you these last couple of years?
Just doing my thing. I was recovering from the injury, trying to work my way back. And now here we are. I'm out here in Las Vegas. I'm immersing myself in the game, coaching these young kids coming up, trying to fight for their contract, trying to, give my wisdom and my knowledge of the game that I've attained over the years. And that's it. It's good to be back.
Do you enjoy coaching the Ultimate Fighter? Obviously, we already saw you on season 22, but when you got the call again, what made you say yes?
It's time. It's time for me to immerse myself back in the game, And I was just excited to get back. I couldn't turn down the offer. I was happy with it. I enjoyed myself the last time. For me, when I started teaching, and I used to coach a boxing class in my coach John's many years ago before I even got into the UFC, and that me committing to coaching a class and coaching a couple of people, it almost forced me to dial in a bit more. I had to think about the technique. I had to think about what way I was going to teach, what I was going to teach, why I was teaching it, and it just allowed me to actually get better. So, it works both ways. It's helped me, and like I said, I'm happy to be back. We're doing some good work with the guys. They're responding to it well, and, all's going well.
What's the part of coaching the athletes on the Ultimate Fighter?
It's you become tied to them. You want to see the guys do well. It's I suppose the toughest part is you only got a couple of days, and then you're up for the first round, so you don't really get an impact. And if the guy is out of the competition, and then maybe you have, I've noticed after a guy maybe has not got an unfair result or not got the result we wanted. But then as the days pass after that, the weeks pass, as we get more work done, the guy is really starting to come into his own. So I suppose the hard part is seeing that the potential that these young guys could have, or do have, and then it's already over almost, I suppose. But I'm happy, the guys are happy, and I'm sure there'll be more opportunities.
For you, you were able to have some people who are close to you come and join the season as well. How important is it to be able to use your success in things and help others find success as well?
Yeah, I think it's our duty. It's our duty as human beings to give back. We must give back. So that's always been a way I carry myself. And I have a guy I know I've trained with many years, Lee Hammond, young kid. on the climb. And he's been with me in my camp all the way through, from the Mendes fights, Aldo, all of them. And he's doing well, and that's it. I've also got another guy, Brad Katona. He's part of Paradigm Sports Management stable. He also trains with my coach John in John's gym, so John is close to him, and that's really it. But yeah,
For you, is there any difference coaching against Michael Chandler than there was against coaching Uriah Faber?
no, I'm having a bit of fun, to be honest with you. I'm having a bit of fun. I don't mind Michael at all. I don't mind the team, the lads. You know, there was a bit of hostility at one stage, but for the most part, it's been a lot of good fun.
Okay.
And happy days.
So
I'd do this again. I
Really?
Yeah, for sure. I'd coach this non-stop, to be honest.
do you enjoy being here in Las Vegas too, also kind of removing yourself from that home base in Ireland?
I like Las Vegas. I've got a base out here. I've got a house out here. The kids are out here with me, and Dee, and they're in school and everything out here. So we like Las Vegas a lot.
Here you are, training for a return.
You know, not only just a return, Megan, the greatest return in combat sports. This is going to be, I'm going to kick this guy in the head. He's just tailor-made for being kicked all over the place, and that's what I'm aiming for. I'm aiming to wrap this steel bar around the opponent, and you're going to see a visual of the leg hanging off, and then you're going to see a visual of the head hanging off. So I'm excited for that and motivated for that, and steady making my way towards it.
What made Michael Chandler the right opponent to face on a comeback?
He's put on some exciting fights. He's eager. He's willing to fight. He's a gamer, you'd call him. And he's not a bad fighter either. So I'm happy with the opponent. I don't actually care. I accepted this show. It was me and Chandler. So it doesn't bother me. What do I hope for in this world, Megan? I hope for 100 more fights. I hope for consistency. I hope for a run. I've had this on, off for the last while, and it's, I just want to get this nice consistency going. And I'm hoping now when I come back, this is where it's at.
Has being here doing The Ultimate Fighter with your team also helped you maybe get in some sessions for yourself? Because it's very time consuming to coach. I don't think people realize how much time and effort really goes into The Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, I hit the ground running. Obviously I just come from Ireland to Las Vegas as a trek. It's the first time out into North America for a minute. So we hit the ground running though straight away. We put on the big gloves. I sparred side by side with the guys. I didn't spar the contestants. I didn't want to spar the contestants. Just there's no need for that. I have brought in a good solid wrestler, and he's a good solid fighter also. He's an NCAA champion, Division 1. So I've been sparring with him, and while in the mix of the class. So I've been getting my work while also monitoring the guys. And then as it progressed, then I watched their work a little bit more intently and gave them my advice and planned for matchups that they had, and it's been quite enjoyable.
Is the wrestling training partner because of the wrestling of Michael Chandler?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's similar style, similar kind of style. Yeah, it's not nothing I'm not accustomed to. It's just my training partner. You know.
So you mentioned to me a couple of minutes ago that this is going to be the greatest comeback.
Yeah.
When you look at your career up to this point, what are your thoughts? How do you assess it?
Just keep going. We're not done yet. You know, we're not done yet. So, by the time it's done, I feel I'll have it full circle, and I'll be where I want to be.
Is 155 an option?
Of course, it's an option. I've never missed weight.
Yeah, no, I know.
45-pound champion, 155-pound champion, and I like 170 also. I like 170, like 155. I like the. Even like the 145-pound champion Volkanovski, I could, that would be a nice one at some stage. All of them.
Do you keep a close eye on the fights when you are away?
Of course, 100%. Yeah.
What do you think about people now? Their huge goals are to be a champ, not just a champion anymore, but it's to be a double champion, which you essentially created.
Yeah. I'm happy with it because there was a lot of whinging and complaining and I'm not going to move up and fight another guy in the other division because I'm the champion. What's that about? How are we going to see how the levels here if you're not willing to do that? So I'm happy that that's kind of broke that mold that we were in for a bit, where guys wouldn't step out and step up and take risks. Now it's almost a must. You can be a champion, and a champion is cool, but to be a double champion in multiple weight divisions is currently the pinnacle.
Yeah.
Until someone.
It is quite amazing that Conor McGregor was the first double champ of all time, and he kind of let guys have the balls to go and try to get that next belt. You see how difficult it is. Israel Adesanya went up to 205 against Jan Blachowicz, and you saw Jan use that size to control Izzy on the ground. So to move from one weight division to another, and Conor McGregor, I think before he fought Nate Diaz the first time, his last fight was at 145, and he fought Nate Diaz at 170. So, I mean, there's one thing that Conor has, it's big, giant balls, man. Because to go from that he was a huge 145er, don't get me wrong. And Nate Diaz is the bigger guy. Height-wise, he's a little bit bigger. Weight-wise. But Conor McGregor's willing to put it all out on the line against the best fighters in the world. And, people have been giving him a lot of shit as of late because he hasn't been as successful with the wins. But look who he's fought. I mean, Khabib, Dustin Poirier twice. I mean, who's beaten Dustin Poirier besides... Dustin Poirier was beating the shit out of Charles Oliveira until he got choked out. So it's like Dustin Poirier is the cream of the crop. And I do think Dustin Poirier is going to beat Justin Gaethje. I'm going to do a video on that later tonight. When Justin Gaethje fought Rafael Fiziev, he did a lot better job fighting more composed and really picking his spots and not overthrowing punches and getting himself into trouble. All right, here we go.
Show makes it the treble. So.
Is that something you're
for sure, for sure. There's an Irish flag on that UFC belt, and I'm the reason it's there. So, on the new one. So for sure I want to add that to my collection.
When you think about returning and what you'll be able to accomplish, would you like to fight more than once a year? Is it something that...
Megan, I want 4.
I 100% agree. He needs to fight more than once a year. It's not enough. It's not enough for anyone.
3 or 4 years, perfect. 1 is madness. And it's been one on, 1 year off, 1 on, 1 year off. And then obviously with the leg thing, it's been a bit longer. So it is what it is. Amen. Amen in ancient Hebrew translates to so be it. In other words, amen, so be it. God has it. It's God's plan. So I'm happy where I'm at, and I'm going to keep doing my thing, keep training, keep getting better, keep focusing on what I can do. And then sooner or later, if that's what the focus is, on what you can do, sooner or later you're going to be able to do everything. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, and I'm in a great spot.
So, during this time away, have you been able to sort of reflect upon some of these great rivalries you have given the sport? I mean, really, when you think about it, we have the Jose Aldo one, Nate Diaz, Dustin Poirier.
Yeah.
And there's been these, when you look at these historic matchups, your name comes up a lot. I mean, have you been able to sit back and sort of look at those fights and all of the things that you've accomplished and, who you've done it with as well?
Yeah, fuck those other guys. I don't give a fuck about those other clowns, yeah? By the time it's all said and done, watch what's going to say. Well, 1-on-1, me and Diaz. There's a few other ones lingering as well. So we'll get there. We'll get it. We'll get it to where we need to get it. And I'm excited for it.
I just want to circle back on this really quickly. I could be wrong, but I think you wrote a message about Jose Aldo being in the Hall of Fame? Or like a tweet or something?
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on a former opponent.
Well earned. Why did he retire? Was he not scheduled to fight again? I thought he was making roads towards that 125-pound title.
I know he was.
And then he went
great.
boxing and all again. I don't know, whatever the reason is, but all the respect to him. A real fighter, multiple division world title winner and contender, and been around so long. All power to him. Wish him all the best.
It's been really cool to sort of watch that whole relationship evolve.
That's the way it should be. That is the way it should be over time. You know what I mean? You show up to fight and, you get my respect.
Yeah. Something else that probably made you happy was a list that I saw that came out that had the highest paid athletes of all time.
Yeah.
You're at number 33, the only mixed martial artist on the entire
33 is an
list.
angel number as well. 33, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That has to be very cool to see. I know that, we've spoken before about how the Forbes list was a motivation for a while. And that has to be rewarding to see, I would think.
Yeah, for sure. It's motivating. Michael Jordan's at the top spot, obviously with the Jordan brand. Took him there. He's worth multiple billions. I think 3.3 he's made. I'm closing in on $1 billion now. I think I'm at about 650 million all in I've made. I think they estimate that. I would have to probably do my own little check of that. But I fancy my chances. Of getting up that list. So, yeah, it's good to see you. Yeah, and as you said, that Forbes was a goal of mine to hit that. And I got that, and, onwards we go.
We spoke about the double champion being sort of the pinnacle now for athletes who compete in the UFC.
Yeah.
But things like that are also a big motivation for other fighters.
100%. We're prize fighters. I fight for the prize. It's great to be a part of it, and I'm honoured and I'm proud. And I love this company dearly.
With Megan Olivi, the first Tough interview that comes out right before the premiere of Tough 31 tonight on ESPN. What are your guys' thoughts on Conor McGregor and the potential bout with Michael Chandler? Do you think Megan Olivi did a good job interviewing Conor McGregor? I definitely think she gave him some softball there. She didn't dig too deep into Conor McGregor, but the UFC needs the Conor McGregor brand to be relative, because if something happens and he doesn't end up fighting Michael Chandler, I mean, the ratings on the show are probably going to dissipate a little bit. But I do think that the ratings will be amazing, because Conor McGregor is must-see TV, and him and Chandler, they're such opposites that I think the conflict's going to be really interesting for fans. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you liked the interview and the commentary that I made on everything that happened in this interview. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel, and we'll continue to bring you the best MMA content I can. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next fight. Peace.